Regularianism is the view that an act is morally good if it obeys a rule, and morally bad if it violates a rule. For our study, the most important application of rule-based ethics is the use of codes of ethics, a specific set of rules in organizations. Such a code provides both advantages and disadvantages in the same way rule-based ethics offers in general. There are 4 parts to this lecture: the advantages of regularianism, the shortcomings of regularianism, types of rules, and the golden rule. There are at least 4 advantages to regularianism. The first is rules are objective. They're there for anybody to see and either agree to or disagree to. Second, rules give us a common starting point. We all know in advance what we're working toward. Third, having a set of rules allows advanced preparation. And fourth, having a set of rules allows us to understand where others are coming from. But there are at least 3 shortcomings to regularianism. Sometimes a rule is a bad rule. Think of the Jim Crow laws in American history or the Nazi laws during World War II. Sometimes we have a moral problem for which there is no rule, and we have to generate rules after the fact. Often, an organizational code of ethics serves that function, having developed only after a moral problem arose. Then, too, there can be conflicting rules, so an organizational rule might, for example, conflict with a religious rule. There are many types of rules. We can identify a few here. Divine commands, if you're religious, you may believe that God has given us rules. There are civil and criminal laws, and then there are codes of ethics. Of course, with codes of ethics come possible weaknesses. For example, there may be lack of clarity. They may fail to distinguish between standards and principles and rules. A standard is usually quite vague, though important. A standard might be that you should act competently. And the principle will also be somewhat vague, but it will be a little more specific. For example, a competent police officer is someone who knows how to use her gun, how to file reports, and so forth. Rules would be most specific. There might be a rule describing exactly when a police officer can use a gun and when to use some other type of force. Probably the most ubiquitous and famous rule in human history is the golden rule. A vast number of human cultures embrace this rule in one way or another. The positive form is, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The negative form is, do not do unto others what you would not want others to do unto you. The key features of the golden rule are first, its ubiquity, which we just noted. It's everywhere. Secondly, it's consistent. If you act according to the golden rule, then one can expect that what you've done is what you would like to have done to you. Also, it works well in cases of reciprocity. If you do something wrong to me, then by the golden rule, you have said that you want something done wrong to you. Can you see how useful the golden rule is to moral leadership?